Hey everyone, so as I continue my farewell tour, I get to experience how uninformed I am now that I am not diving into Dokkan on a daily basis, because I had no idea that part 2 of the global anniversary was already leaked. So with that, let's go ahead and dive in because it's so funny that I was like, okay, well I wonder what part 2 is going to be, and I was just, looking at some videos, looking at some posts, I was like, oh my goodness, the Omega Shenron was already leaked in game. Of course, I don't really do too much on the JP side, and the and the burst mode Dokkan Festival exclusive Omega Shenron picture came up. Then I heard about the explanation. I was like, oh, this is absolutely hilarious and funny. But also, it makes zero sense that this is the part 2 of the celebration. So I did predict in an old video that we're gonna have like a Super Saiyan 4 celebration for the global Dokkan, and part 2 could be GT, Super Saiyan 4, and Omega Shenron. But I would have had no idea it would be Future Saga and then GT. Again, doesn't make any sense. So diving into this, the reason why it's confusing me is because when you look at past history, and I'll give you a quick history lesson here, that the Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs, we've always had since 2019 to 2020 at least one extreme class in every kind of year since then. And then last year we actually had 2 extreme class Dokkan Festival exclusive LRs, and this has been the pattern, right? You had 2 anniversary Dokkan Festival exclusives, 2 worldwide celebration, which the global anniversary now is the celebration, and then the Tanabata, which is going to be the celebration after this. That has been a trend for the last few years, and now that we have the 2 anniversary units, and then the Super Saiyan Blue of Goku and Vegeta tag unit there, we now then go, okay, it's going to be an extreme class unit. I just had no idea it was going to be Omega Shenron, because it doesn't make any sense being Future Saga then going into GT. So with that, we know now that with the leaked information, it's most likely going to be Omega Shenron. Again, it's not 100% confirmed. And if you look at the different Omega Shenrons that we've had over the years, we have 2 Dokkan Festival exclusive STR and then physical, which I assume that the STR Omega Shenron is going to Super Easy A, and then that amazing LR Omega Shenron, the AGL one, that no one really ever used. So again, I guess we're going to get another one here, and I'm going to assume it's also going to be an int unit, right? So since it doesn't make any sense for have another physical Omega Shenron, I would assume that there might be dropping a int Omega Shenron. So that's kind of where my guess is going to be with this leaked information, with this news here. Again, it's just very strange that this is what they're choosing here, given that they had so many other options to really choose from in terms of celebration in part 2. But anyway, diving into then the rest of the remaining LR that we're going to have here, that's not going to be Carnival, because this one right here is going to be the Tanabata, or the new celebration after the global anniversary here. So who knows what that's going to be. Again, we can all assume that it could be Daima. I kind of don't care now these days. So this is one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, why I'm leaving Dokkan. It's just it's being so repetitive now. It just does not make sense to me of what they're doing. Even though the celebration has been kind of interesting, again, this is one of the reasons I'm pretty much done with this game after this global anniversary. But when you look at the Carnival units here, right? So these are all the Carnival LRs prior to when they changed it up to a 220 single category, right? So all these units here were 200%. And then for some odd reason, they dropped Kaylin Khalifa as a physical unit, where they could have just easily put her right here as a tech unit. It would have made sense to finish out the type advantages here, and then Rose is a STR unit. So again, Dokkan confuses the heck out of me when they patternize a lot of different things, and then they go, oh no, we're just going to drop something random here, which I then assume is going to be the Gogeta, which I'm guessing also is going to be Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta that's going to tag into a Gogeta here. I'm just putting Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta here just for illustrative purposes, which then takes over the spot here. Now they could, what they did during part 1 was STR. They could do a int Omega Shenron and int Gogeta here, right? Say they can do that as well, because again, it doesn't follow any kind of pattern right now. I'm just assuming that they need to fill this text spot up, which is currently open right now. So what is going to look like, right? So right now, part 1, you have the Rose and Zamasu, you have the Blue Goku and Vegeta, you have the Super Easy A's to Vegito, you have the Super Easy A to Rose, and then now you have the Easy A to Zamasu. The big question now is, are we going to have more future Super Easy A's or Easy A's? For example, LRGG, everyone's like, oh, that's going to Easy A in the celebration. I don't know if that's going to be the case, right? And then what are the Super Easy A's for the, these units right here in terms of Vegeta, Trunks, and Murzumasu? Now, when you look at, in terms of celebration, these two go together. And then this Vegeta here is kind of just like sitting here going, hey, I'm waiting for my Super Easy A. Just like Super Saiyan Blue Goku, that took forever for that unit to Super Easy A. So if this is the case that we're not going to get this, maybe we're going to get a Vegeta family celebration to Super Easy A these units, but this one then is just kind of sitting here, going, hey, what about me? Part 2, I guess, is going to look something like this, right? Dokkan Festival exclusive LR Omega Shenron. You have the, I'm guessing, tag Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Vegeta Carnival unit, Super Easy A to Omega Shenron, and then Easy A to Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Makes all the sense in the world for them to do that. The problem here is, okay, what else are they going to Easy A, Super Easy A, especially if they're going to have another LR on the banner on there. And the only unit that is available, right, when you're looking at still the 130% LRs that haven't Easy A yet, right, is these units here. That's just kind of still sitting around like, okay, what are we going to do for a movie celebration over on the Dead Zone? Or these are all 3 movie celebrations, so they might just have to do all 3 of these like in one celebration. And then the only option then would be for GT would be Super 17 here. That's it, right? There's really no other option for them to Easy A and LR. And of course, the dual category 200s where we're at right now, we've only had 2 so far this year. So again, you can kind of predict or like, okay, what is remaining in the next few years in terms of Dokkan, and you can tell it's like, is it anything exciting for anyone at this point in time? I kind of don't think so. So again, another reason why this is the farewell tour. So this is probably what's going to look like for the global anniversary, right? Future Saga GT Part 2. Possible Easy A to the Super 17, which definitely needs it. But wouldn't it have made sense if it looked something like this, right? If this was just full saga, Future Saga, right? It would have made sense for them to, do this right here, which this is what already has been completed. Then have, I don't know, I was thinking like a Zamasu Goku Dokkan Festival exclusive LR. Now you make it just a traditional Goku Black LR. I want Hakai Beerus, right? So let's maybe get a Hakai Beerus on there, and then Super Easy A these units, and then Easy A LRGG, right? So this would have been a more congruent, made more sense of a celebration. But again, just kind of breaking up to something like this. I don't know. Some of you guys are happy about it because you get to use GT. I, for one, again, I'm done. So I have a few more videos left. I'll do best teams again, the last best teams at the end of this celebration here. And you might sporadically see me do it like a summon video or something like that, but ultimately, like, covering this kind of stuff, it's just ultimately just really confusing, right? So at this point in time, there's so many super Easy A's that need to happen, sub Easy A's that need to happen. The game has just gotten so big, and again, over 10 years, this is kind of where the trouble is lying in, right? So, but it's still profitable. It's still got top grossing, right? So a lot of gacha games can't say that. So the Dragon Ball community still supports. Yeah, but I'm not gonna really be spending any more money anymore on the game. So, but anyway, those are my thoughts here. So again, that's how misinformed I am. It's kind of funny and ironic that hey, I'm this late to the information, even though I'm generally late to information anyway. But those are my thoughts here. This is probably one, if not the last, what's next type of video. I might do one more timeline where I predict like 2026 and see how close I get in terms of that. But ultimately, yeah, here's where it lies, is what the celebration may look like. But let me know what you guys think as I continue on this farewell tour here, and look out for that bingo video, and then of course the final best team. So with that, we'll catch you in the next video, whatever that actually ends up being. Where's my final slide here? Here we go. There we go. We'll catch you in the next video. Later.